Hello everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio. Today I am sharing with you day 8 of hashtag Art Journal Habit 2019, a month-long event brought to you by the Art Joy of Sharing Facebook art community. We have a prompt list that you saw there at the beginning. You can find that in the group as well as on Instagram for you to print, and you can join in at any time. You can do whatever prompts you want. You can combine the prompts, skip the prompts, or just, whatever. The whole idea behind this challenge is to get you moving, get you doing art journaling every day. art journals Art journaling is very therapeutic. You can get your stuff out onto the page, close it in a book, never to be seen again. If you don't want to look at it anymore, you might want to look at it the next year or something. I don't know. I think it's pretty fun to look back at my journals from other events and just see how I've progressed. So today's prompt is pretty dark for me. I started out with a page that was already gel printed with some dark colors because that was what I wanted for this particular prompt. The prompt is doubt. And I know that everyone in every field has to deal with doubt, self doubt, worrying about, their own ability to do something. But I think that creative people, whether they're artists, whether they're actors, whether they're, people who are presenting in a creative way, suffer from it the worst, I think. I'm sure there's somebody who will argue with me, but I tell you what, every day when I go to make art, I think to myself, is this good enough? Is is anybody going to like this? Should I even make a video out of this? I don't like it. No, nobody else is going to like it. Did you see what so and so did? They were so awesome. They're so much better than me. Why am I even trying? Everyone likes them better than me. I'm not a real artist. I don't have a real style. Why am I even doing this? And believe me, I fight these things. And I think that, all the people that are presenting their art out there in the world, whether they're professionals and they're making lots of money, or whether they're people like me who are just sharing for the sake of sharing, have these feelings. They're common. They're just something that you deal with. And so that's what this page is about. I wanted to make a person an illustration, and she's kind of peeking out from the darkness and, covered in a cave or something that's just hiding her from the world. And so I started out by making some gesso, kind of general shapes for my illustration on the paper because, of course, this is gel printed cardstock with a dark brown color and then a little bit of green and teal type colors, a little bit of pattern in the background. So that was where I started with some white gesso just to have a place to make my illustration. And then I used a graphite drawing pencil that has a pretty soft graphite. When when you want to be able to blend your pencil and help it make your shading, if you use one that has a soft graphite, it works better. You can blend it with the blending stump, as you'll see me do later, or you can blend it with water. Then I picked out the same acrylic paint color that is in the background. And I'm using a craft paint from Decoart's Traditions to do this, and I know that it's the same one as I used in the background. I mean, I'm pretty sure, darn sure, although it seems darker, but I think I was printing with these paints, these Decoart paints when I did this. So I'm pretty sure it's the same paint. Might be a little different, I don't know. And then I'm also using the leftover white gesso. And I'm just filling in the shadowed areas on the face and filling in the highlight areas on the face to get everything going. to kind of give it some color. I don't want any bright color. I don't want I don't even want it to be skin color. I want it to look like she's a shadow or a ghost or, um, you know, I want really dark shadows on her face. I'm trying to get the mood, to get the kind of sad mood, I guess. And that's not exactly the easiest thing to do. I think it's okay how it turned out. I don't love it, but then of course that's probably my doubt talking. Someone else will like it. It's just the way it is. I also drew a hand as if she's like sitting with her hand, resting her chin in her hand, just looking out at the world. So I'm not drawing hair. I'm not drawing a body. I'm just trying to do it as if some very, very pale light is hitting her and it's just getting the tops of her collarbones and her face in the light without fully eliminating the darkness. That's what I'm going for. I think it worked okay. So once I was happy enough with that, I decided to add in some stenciling to give it more of the leafy look that I was thinking about. I was thinking about this place that I saw once in Hawaii. That was I think I don't know what they called it, but it was a cave and it had all these hanging leaves. Like I just thought to myself when I saw that, it was a long time ago, but when I saw it I thought, I want to live in there. Sometimes I think about going and living in the mountains by myself, away from all the people. I'm an introvert. I I feel uncomfortable around other people sometimes. Loud talking, loud noises. It all just makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I prefer one-on-one serious conversations with people. I I can deal with crowds. I can if I have to. But if you were to ask me a preference, I would say that I prefer a small group and quiet, unless it's a rock concert. Now, if it's a rock concert, I want it to be as loud as heck. And I do go with rock concerts pretty frequently. I like it loud then, and I like to dance and sing loudly. But that's a different atmosphere than just trying to interact with people. I like it quiet when I'm trying to interact with people. I spend a lot of time by myself, and so um, I sometimes think it would be kind of cool to just live up, in a cabin and do art all day long by myself and where it's quiet and there's a lot of nature and see animals and stuff like that. But then I think to myself after that, okay, where would my internet be? It'd be really hard to get internet. I'd have to drive a long ways to get supplies, and that would be kind of annoying. So then I say to myself, okay, maybe I don't really want to do that after all. Maybe I'll just pretend that my house is my cave and I'll just stay inside of it. So, these are weird things that I think in my head, and you guys seem to enjoy hearing about the weird things I think in my head. So that's why I'm telling you. You people all get to know the inner workings of my brain. And yeah, so I liked the way those leafy stencils worked. These are new stencils from Stencil Club at Stencil Girl, and they were designed to be like, how as fall turns and the leaves start to deteriorate, they get kind of holes in them. They're kind of skeleton-y leaves. That's what she was going for, and I think they're pretty cool. It's the first time I've used them. I was so excited when I saw them. I have to have those, and then I didn't even use them when they got here. But yeah, I will link in the description box below that particular club. You can join Stencil Club, and you will get stencils every month, and they're special ones that you can't get otherwise. Of course, if you do join the club, then you can get the stencils from previous months. So that's always fun. You also get a discount, which is nice. So once I got my leafy bower done, my leafy cave, then um, I went back in and started doing more detailing on the face. I added some more graphite and blend it with a blending stump, and then I add some more acrylic paint here and there. just trying to make it a complete illustration. And I think eventually I get a little bit of color. It's a dark, kind of a dark purplish mulberry color, just to add a tiny bit of color. I generally like to work with 3 colors in my composition. So I've got the brown and I've got the tealish green. I thought maybe some type of a warmer color just for a contrast would be nice. So I picked up this crayon that's got a little bit of purpley red, which is a warmer color. It's still on the cool tone for red, but added that to the cheeks and the lips. And then in the end, I add it here and there as well um, within the composition. But I'm just about finished with my girl, my person. She's an artist, obviously, hiding in a cave. Yep. She doesn't look anything like me, but big sad eyes, you know. So then I get out some stamps. These are from Stampin' Up. It's a stamp set from a long time ago. Doubt it still exists, but I'll try to find you something similar if it doesn't. And I'm using a cosmetic sponge to just apply some white acrylic paint to the stamps, and then I immediately wipe them off with a baby wipe just to make sure that I don't let that acrylic paint stick to the stamps. It becomes really hard to get off because these stamps are red rubber, and the acrylic in the paint wants to adhere to the rubber. They're friends. They attract each other. So you just want to get that paint off there quickly. So I do it after each one and then put them back in. They're mounted double, so there's one letter on one side, another letter on the other side. That's why you can fit them all in one little plastic, because they're double mounted. Have the whole alphabet. So stamp the word doubt, and then I'm getting out my white Posca pen, brightening up a couple places, just extra bright. And then I start writing some of my doubts as an artist. They're kind of a little journaling on this art journal page. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I doubt that you have, but if you have, please leave a thumbs up, comment, question below. Um, you know, I know a lot of people will write nice comments because you always do. So I should listen to you instead of listening to my inner critic. I should listen to all of you. I know this. People tell me I'm too hard on myself. People tell me, you know, that they enjoy my videos, and I'm extremely happy about that, and I'm grateful. This isn't about you. This is about me. um, that's just, some people are just like me. That's the way it is. And so I'm speaking to all of you who have self-doubt. So yeah, leave a comment. You can share this on Pinterest if you want to. You can do all those things. Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't. That would be great. So here I am putting that warm color in a couple different other places just to bring it into the composition a little bit. And then I'm pretty much done with this page, a few splatters. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.